Hey guys, I'm Adam and you're watching the MSR Workshop. What's up guys? Welcome back to the MSR Workshop. So today's video is going to be a follow-up video of this Flowtron Terminator.
Of course, I'm a Terminator.
That I have had for a little over 2 years now. So really quickly, this Flowtron Bug Zapper I did a review about a little over 2 years ago, and I have had nothing but really good things to say about this. In the 2 years time, I have not cleaned this, I have not done a thing with it, I have not replaced a part, and it has worked perfectly. Really recommend this. Well, the people over at Flotron, being the great people that they are, reached out to me and said, hey, would you like to do a follow-up video on this Flotron 120 watt bug zapper that you've had, and also would you like us to send you another one to try out? I said absolutely. So really quick here, this is Flotron's second to biggest bug zapper that they offer, and this is their Terminator.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back. I'm back.
Bug zapper that has 3 40-watt bulbs, hence the 120 watt output. That is really just the light output that it's putting out. All of these have 5,600 volts of killing power, whether you get the smallest little 30-watt one or whether you get this big one here that has got 120 watts of light output. So let's talk about the new one that they sent me here, and this is the Flotron 40 watt. It has got a single 40 watt bulb, and this might be good for somebody who has got a smaller property. It says it will cover about 1 acre, so I don't have an acre. This is actually way overkill, but it puts out a lot of light and I really like how it works. Let's get this guy open though and see what we get in the box. So if any of you are in the market for a pest control solution and you don't want to use harmful chemicals, or you have something that you don't want to have to do a lot of maintenance on, it's cost effective over a long time, a bug zapper is a great option. So this is the Flotron 40 watt bug zapper, and it would be funny if all of their bug zappers had, like, Terminator names to them, or Arnold Schwarzenegger slogans. You can name this one the Predator.
Get to the chopper!
You'd have just a lot of fun with it. But anyways, I digress. This is their 40 watt one with a single 40 watt bulb. We've got an all plastic housing and a plastic top. Now, plastic is not a bad thing, because if you've watched my other video, I'll link a link above. My one that I had previously, I have had for over 10 years, longer than that actually, and it held up great. But it was finally just time to upgrade it. There was a few things wearing out that I didn't really necessarily want to replace, so I opted to get a bigger unit. Now, everything in these bug zappers, from the starters to the ballast to the bulbs themselves, can be replaced. Now, if you want to replace them, that's perfectly fine and you're happy with your unit. I just had really used my unit a lot and I wanted to try a new one like this big one here. So what you get in the box is obviously your owner's manual, which is very basic, and you get a little octenol cartridge. So what an octenol cartridge does is it mimics CO2 output from, say, like a human being or a warm-blooded animal, because these do not emit CO2, and that's really what mosquitoes are attracted to. Flying insects like moths and June bugs and all the stuff that you see buzzing around your light at night are going to be attracted to UV light. Mosquitoes are not. Unfortunately, flies are not either, but I'll talk about that here in a second. So how do I kill mosquitoes? Because that's what most people want to get rid of. Well, you have these little octenol lures where it mimics the CO2 scent that's put off. That's similar to how the mosquito magnets work that use a big propane tank. Well, that propane tank emits CO2 and the mosquito gets sucked into the unit. Now, those machines are fairly expensive and there's a fair amount of upkeep, and you have to continue buying CO2 tanks when you run out. And with the prices of gas and natural gas and propane going up, the fluctuation in price could vary greatly. This, on the other hand, using as an electrified killing grate, and anything that flies in and touches this will kill it. Now, in my previous video that I did, I had a small bird flying. Now that's a thing that you don't want to happen, but I had modified mine in such a way that I had a small bird get through the grating. I had clipped every third grate, and that was just to allow really large flying insects that may end up landing on it but not climbing through to get zapped. I don't recommend doing that, especially if you have small children or small pets around that can get into that grate, because it will hurt them. Also, you want to make sure to keep this at a height that they can't reach it. So the way the octenol works is you would peel the backing off of this, and this just fits right in this little cartridge down at the bottom, and it is warmed slightly by the bulb, and then it gives off a scent and it lures the mosquitoes to the unit. So you don't want to put this right by your back patio door, because it's going to bring everything to the unit, which is at your back door. You want to put it to the side of the yard or the side of the house, which stuff will go over to that. Now, they do have a new lure unit, which is very interesting, and I have not tried it. I'd be very interesting to try it. It is one to help attract flies. Black flies are just a nuisance, especially during summertime, and if you've got pets or dog food outside, they can be a real buzzkill, pun intended here. That is supposed to attract flies, so I'd be real curious to see how that works. Now, flies every now and then will get stuck in this and then get zapped, and you'll see them in the pile of, you know, dead bugs at the bottom, but generally flies don't really go in this. Now, some people might ask, am I harming the environment and good insects? Yes and no. So you do kill good bugs sometimes, like ladybugs, praying mantises, they will get through the killing grates. But the flip side is that pretty much every bug that gets killed with these things, and you notice most of them do not have trays at the bottom, fall right through the grates, and the animals eat them. So I have birds that usually hang out outside. I have a toad that's made his home right underneath my bug zapper. But they frequently will clean up any little bug that's on the ground, so it's not there anymore. But occasionally a good something gets in here. Now, I had a praying mantis hanging out on this right before I brought it inside. And he was getting a free meal by sticking on the outside and then just catching the bugs that, you know, were flying up to the light. But I would say this is a lot better for the environment than your harmful pesticides that, you know, leach into drinking water, or just not good for your animals or pets or kids to play outside in. So this is a better option. Now, maintenance on these is quite simple, and we're going to go ahead and take the hood off of this guy here just so you can see what the insides look like. There is just 2 screws on either side, and the top just lifts right off. Once the top is lifted off, you can see your transformer. So before you do any work in this, obviously you don't want to plug it in, because this transformer, you will get shocked. So do not touch this when it's plugged in. So your transformer and then your ballast for your light is in here. Also the starter. Now the starter is what fires up your UV bulb. If the starter goes out, this won't start. So you have this little thing down here that looks like a Christmas light. That's your starter. These are replaceable, and Flotron sells replacements. And once every couple years, or if I think it needs it during the year, I will take this plastic housing off. You have 1 screw here, 1 screw here, and then you have 2 little nice little clips that this just drops out. Then you can get at the killing grate on the inside and lightly take some sandpaper or wire wheel and clean it off. It's fairly delicate, so you don't want to be aggressive with it. Just take your time, brush it off, and then you'll be ready for the next season. I have mine on a dusk to dawn timer, but if you want to kill mosquitoes during the daytime, I recommend leaving this on 24 hours a day. And actually the on and off feature sometimes can wear out bulbs a little bit faster than just leaving it on all the time. So let's get this guy put outside and see what kind of light this puts out, and, you know, what kind of bugs I will attract. To change the bulb on these are quite simple. Same with this guy. You have a clip on the bottom. This clip comes off, and then your bulb just pulls straight out. These bulbs are really easy to find on Amazon, really easy to replace, and you can actually replace them with ones from your local hardware store as well. Just push that back in, and this just fits down right by the bulb, and you are ready to go. So let's go outside and hang this up and see what kind of bugs we can get. Well, this seems to be doing its job quite well. There's a number of bugs stuck to this already. And it puts out quite a bit of light. Now the big one is out here doing its job as well. And that is all the dead bugs that it has got so far. Alright guys, that's the end of this video. If you're in the market for a bug zapper, whether it be an outdoor one or actually an indoor one, because yes, they do make ones for indoors, check out Flotron's website. I will leave a link in the description below. Even if you want a great big one like this, they do make one with a tray on the bottom that helps collect the bugs so they're not dripping out. If you need to use this in an indoor situation, they make very small ones for your wall, or they make larger ones that you see in sometimes hospital hallways to attract the bugs. If you guys have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please leave them below. And thanks again for watching, and thanks to Flotron for sending this awesome unit out. Thanks, guys.
We doing it.